The spirit of the eagle soars into your life on this Cancer new moon to bring you a potent message, a message that is to celebrate you for your accomplishments. You have passed through a very significant portal of transformation. You have made it through a testing time. You have fought a long fought silent battle. You have found your strength in your vulnerability. You didn't rise to provocation, and you knew the wisdom of when to hold your tongue, and you learned the strength to be found in when it's time to speak your truth, and you stopped searching for the answers outside of yourself, and you started finding them, communicating to you through you in all the experiences you had from the time you incarnated on this earth, and from the time when you were one of those glimmering stars in the heavens that you looked to on your darkest nights to find a little ray of hope. And that ray of hope beamed the light within you back to you, and it started to grow. And the more it grew, the more you understood where you came from. And the more you understood where you came from, the more you began to unplug. You began to unplug from the matrix. You began to unplug more from technology. You began to unplug from the false programming. You put your BS down and you started plugging back into the earth itself again. You returned to the mother. You sat on the ground. You gazed at the heavens. You felt the wind rush through your hair, and you heard the sylphs speaking to you magical things, things that you couldn't remember since the time you were a child. All of it came flooding back to you. Some call that magic, and it is, much like this eagle feather that I was gifted at the crossroads is a bit of magic. I saw an eagle soaring above, circling above in the sky around the time of the Sagittarius full moon. And I was just so moved to see that this gift was left for me at the crossroads. That's this eagle feather. I mean, it's massive. It's the length of my arm. It's just so beautiful, so beautiful. And I wanted to share it with all of you because every time that I go out and I go on my walks, I'm reflecting on the collective and I'm tapping in. And I began to look at Frog Rock, that first treasure of the Tuatha De Danann, in quite a different way. Eagle is known as the chief of all winged creatures. Eagle soars to the highest heights, which is why in many indigenous traditions, eagle is seen as creator itself, as having that intimate bond with creator. And also comes through for us at times when we've passed important tests in our life, and when we're also about to soar to new heights. So there's a lot that's going to start to awaken within you now, and there's a new vision in your life that is going to awaken in you now. 4:44 on the clock when that came in. If you haven't, you must get outside. You must unplug from what has become a distraction and start to plug into everything that makes you feel so, so deeply, even when that's uncomfortable, because that's where all the mana is to be found. And whatever you may find there, you just have to trust that you have this strength of spirit with you right now. Ted giving his affirmation. I got Ted this little Pop-Tart squeeze toy. And he just gave his affirmation there with that. Yeah, there's something to be extracted from even painful experiences or experiences that left you feeling a little raw, okay? This is the alchemy point. And this particular new moon in Cancer is coming in at 4 degrees. And the Sabian symbol archetype for that is represented by a cat studying a mouse and preparing to get its needs met, its desires met. No real concern about what the mouse needs. It's more like selfish gratification. And certainly that is a mentality that's prevalent in the world right now. It may be a mentality many of you have dealt with in situations you faced with others. It may have even been a mentality that at times you bumped up against within yourself as you became more aware of your motivations. But the means for expansion is actually Sagittarius 8 degrees, which is all about alchemy. So this is an alchemical moment. And there is an elevation you're experiencing here. And you have made it through a gateway of initiation. And if you haven't, if you don't feel like you have yet, you're about to be presented with that opportunity. And you are to rest assured in the fact that Spirit's with you and that you have the strength to go through the door of fire. And though it may burn away all that's false, what remains will become the fertile new land of your being, where all things will grow, where all things will renew. Your star is going to come into view. The stargate is going to open up for you. There's no longer a need to stay on the old timeline. There's no longer a need to elevate to 5D. You have made it through a particular juncture that has merged all the dimensions. You're now an interdimensional traveler. And time is something that has become permanently anchored within this very moment. You've entered the portal of timelessness, where things happen with more ease, where things happen with more grace, where there's not so much that is contrived. I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards on this, but I really wanted to bring this message through. Yes. Gracias, disfrutemos del mundo del perro. Thank you. Enjoy the world of tarot. So the hero's quest begins again. We start with the Fool. A new road opens for you now. There's no more blockages on your path. You've been freed from the crossroads, so you can stop using excuses. Your road is yours. Your road is yours to walk as you so choose. The threads of fate have been put in your hands for you to weave as you desire. And I think you're going to be weaving fields of gold with the Queen of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles here. A little birdie told me that. So yes, you're receiving treasure here. You're receiving true reward. There is blessing. You're about to be blessed very richly. And so there's a practice coming through for this new moon to express gratitude, to be aware, to tap into that sense of already experiencing the fulfillment. And the more that you allow yourself to step away from your desk and to turn off the technology and go outside and be in the elements and just get back to the truest essence of your nature, which is a reflection of all you see in that great world around you, you will recognize that this state of richness, this state of fulfillment, this state of possibility is already anchored in you. It's like you're waking up out of a long, deep sleep. You almost had to be in a bit of a bardic state to make it to this place where you could step through this portal of transformation and you could travel interdimensionally. Sometimes you revisit old timelines. You recognize there's a bit of knowledge that you need to retrieve from that place. Or maybe you feel, I can be of assistance here. There's some healing I can provide. There's some kind of illumination I can bring. And there's something I can take back with me that seeds the future. There's a lot of this medicine coming through at this time too, in this lunar cycle. So let's see what this reward is. There is a beautiful gift that is about to be given to you, and it is a gift you will receive in the physical, much like I received an eagle feather. And it's something that will be highly personal to you. It will speak to you. It will awaken something within your roots. Do you see? Look at this. It provides illumination for your path ahead. And it's the path from the south node of Virgo to the north node of Pisces. But see that illumination? It's sourced within you. You are the Stargate. It's like your origins and all the light codes that came in with those origins that were sourced from the stars are awakening within you. And this is how you're going to experience this. Interdimensional travel. Time has ceased to exist. You've achieved a state of suspended animation, but no longer feel hung up there. At first, you might have felt hung up there, or like you were in a bardo. You felt like you were the hangman. Now you understand, oh, wait, it's actually the way through. It's the way through. Now I can pretty much create whatever I like. I'm not limited in any way. It brings treasure. It brings treasure, it brings renewal, it brings inner radiance that shines without. It brings illumination. It's almost like embodying the Venusian energy. Venus, that golden planet, I'm almost seeing that, you know? That might even be a really good meditation to envision right at your sacral chakra, Svadhisthana, the planet Venus just glowing and growing until it fills your whole body and then surrounds you, and you're sort of sitting in the center of Venus. Mm-hmm. No. Make sure that you're writing gratitude lists or speaking prayers of gratitude, maybe every day, listing 10 things that you're grateful for, no matter how small they may seem. Because right now, your thoughts truly are things. They always are. But the thing is you're going to have instant recognition that they are, because your thoughts are going to sprout and grow like fields of multiplicity in the quantum field. And it's going to be bringing things into your material reality. You'll be surprised, right? You have a special alchemical ability right now to call things in. And so this is something that needs to be held very wisely. This is why gratitude is an important piece. People don't often look at the aspect of how gratitude is humbling. It's what prevents us from getting too big for our britches, or soaring to those heights, but not being able to keep a grounded perspective. Okay, this is very important to always be grateful. Also, remember your roots. And where you see others challenging in spaces where you previously felt held back, don't cast judgment. And if you can, maybe offer a hand, or maybe offer a kind word, or reflect the light in that person back to them so that they too can find their way. We have a tower here. Okay, so there is a dismantling that's happening at this time, but it's also coming as a great awakener. The old structure is coming down. It's very necessary so the Empress can rise. She's been in her ivory tower for too long, and now she has to go forward and make all things grow in the world around her. There's that exaltation of the Venusian energy. And see, love is the shield here. There's no need to defend. There's no need to defend. All the strength, all of the energy for generating forward momentum, it's all being sourced within this place of defenselessness, total vulnerability, total openness. This is what makes one impenetrable as the diamond. This is what gives one that clarity without any inclusions or distortions. See, this is the time you start to rise. Rise up out of what was leveled. This is also a complete change in consciousness. It is a visionary experience. And it's not something that is just happening when you're in dream time, or when you're journeying, or when you're engaged in any kind of ritual or prayer or spiritual practice. This is something where the lines between what's imagination and what is real really fuse. You think a thought, and all of a sudden you see it materialize in the world around you. You receive something tangible that you can hold in your hands. It's not something that is just ethereal. It's actually been activated, called in through you. It's to remind you of who you are, to remind you of your connection to the Creator, that you are part of Creator. You are part of everything you see in the world around you. You are all of those elementals. You are that eagle soaring to the highest heights. It's paradigm shifting. More guidance about this, please. More guidance about this, Spirit. So there's many seeds to be planted here. I do pick up, this came through before, I do feel like there are 9 gateways of initiation. And it very much does mirror that journey of Ishtar going down and passing through the 9 gateways of Hades. And then she finally strips away all of the artifice, all of the adornments, and arrives at the purest essence of herself and transforms and becomes exalted as Inanna, Queen of the Heavens, crowned by a crown of stars, okay? And it's that same energy. But see, there's those of you, and you will know where you're at. I do feel like I am speaking to quite a few of you that have already passed through these 9 gates, and now you're about to really see the treasure that you hold in your hands. This is the moment when you're rising into that Empress energy, okay? And you're resting calmly in faith on the truth and the answers that have already been revealed to you. And with the 3 of Swords there that are sort of caught in suspended animation, you know that in resting this truth, there's no way that the tips of these swords can harm you. Mm-hmm. Others of you are about to face these gateways. But either way, whether you have just traversed this and you've already felt the expansion coming in and you're like, okay, something is radically shifting here. And I'm seeing in the sky right now, there is like the shape of a raven in the clouds. So yes, this is a bit of magic coming through. But raven can also have some of those associations of justice or karmic law, much like the crow. And so there is something here about the polarization is really not so polarized. The dichotomy is not really so dichotomous. It's still all one energy, 2 sides of the same coin. And with that message that came through about all of the dimensions, are accessible to you now because you have the ability to sort of travel to and fro here. Again, some of you may not recognize that there are times when you travel to dimensions that you have already elevated beyond in order to retrieve something that comes from a new higher level dimension of understanding. Maybe something that was discarded in a past dimension that you're like, ooh, I have a side quest. Now I need to go back there. I need to retrieve that part of me. Or I need to have a conversation with this person. Or I need to go and visit this place again. I need to touch that land again. I need to make contact with that power spot because I left something back there that at that time, from that dimensional state of awareness, I didn't understand it for the treasure that it is. But I can go back there and maybe I can help somebody. Maybe I can extend a hand. Maybe I can pull them on through. Okay. Maybe I can bring an opportunity to another. Okay. This message also coming through. It's the truth. Queen of Swords. Look at Queen of Swords extending a hand. I've never seen it that way before, but that's what the Queen of Swords is doing. The Queen of Swords is extending a hand. Here. I'll show you the way through. This is what you're being asked to do. You're being asked to perhaps help another find the way through. You may not understand how much that also helps you. You might come to understand something very differently than you do from your current vantage point. Okay, let me get one more round here. I'll be bringing in more also individual sign reads around this new moon lunar cycle, but I really just wanted to bring this in to whet your appetite, let's say. We'll dive deep into more of what's coming in this lunar cycle. Wow, yes, yes, look at this. You are going to have to go on a bit of a mission here, armed with that sword of truth that you have. It will take careful planning. It does require you to be alert as you're moving into this territory. But I do feel like, wow, look at this. Now we have an Ace of Wands coming in here. Look at that Stargate behind that Ace of Wands, okay? You got the power to enter through the Stargate here, and I feel like you're bringing an opportunity to another. It feels like it's a gift of mutual empowerment, I have to tell you. And in doing so, the 9 of Pentacles goes to the 10 of Pentacles. So this is some great reward coming through here. So this is going to be heading your way. And we'll have more details about it as we dive into each of the individual sign reads on this. Let me go ahead and do a cut of the deck, though, just to cap this off, because this feels like a good place to leave this off, just as an opener here. All right, so right now is the time for you to still yourself, ready yourself, steady yourself. There's some imagery coming through here about resting, cleansing, reflecting, renewing. All right. I feel like this is really important at this time to get in touch with that lunar essence that is the energy of Cancer. All right. And on the other side here, we have the 8 of Cups. So see, there's some illusion that you're seeing through. And this is very interesting to me because we can see hinted at here with that new moon, we have the full moon hinting here. So I feel like the culmination of this particular lunar cycle that's kicked off with this Cancer new moon will really come to fruition with the preceding full moon. And that will be a time when you actually set out on this journey. So it's sort of like you're getting a higher view at this time. You're readying yourself. You're steadying yourself to understand the lay of the land before you here. And maybe even where you do need to make certain connections, past, present, or future, in order to fuse together these seemingly separate threads of fate that need to be woven together as a destiny. This is potent, really potent imagery here. Okay. Well, that's quite a bit. Let me bring in a goddess energy. All right. Just to sort of create a little bit of a frequency around this energy coming in here. Let's just bring in a goddess energy to help us harmonize with this lunar cycle, to support us in stepping into this empowerment. It looks really good. Okay, Ace of Wands energy. Ace of Wands, you're getting some empowerment here that allows you to open up that stargate. Yes, wow. Okay, that came in at 2933. So do expect communication coming in. And I really do feel like this is in the physical communication coming in that is hatching this vision. It's a vision for alignment and empowerment. And it does have you sort of breaking through an illusion that's had you feeling fragmented, almost like spread apart different timelines. And instead, yeah, that's what it feels like pieces of you that have been sort of scattered about different timelines. You're bringing them all together here, and they're fusing the road through you. All right, what do we got here? Wow, Vesta home. So the fires are burning. The fire is being generated within the transformational fire, the fire that lights the lantern of the hermit. And home, what a beautiful, perfect energy to come through with this new moon in Cancer. Okay. So there's something that's really improving here for you, especially on the home front. For some of you, this could be through a move that totally changes the road before you and the community that you're building and the opportunities before you. For others of you, it's a healthy change within the home and the people you share space with, right? Or maybe a way to work something out where there's been a lot of conflict, maybe not knowing where you belong, finally finding that place of belonging. This is what you need to tap into right now, though, your cycles, your rhythms, okay? I do feel like there's been a little bit of moving out of step, maybe because there's been a little disruption in your life or something. But this is the time where you really need to tune in and honor the cycles of your body, your energy levels, your emotions, and really you're going to get the best grounding from that by making contact with the earth itself, okay? So yes, the message is still coming in about really allowing yourself to harmonize with the elements. This is going to benefit you. And I am working on a very special elemental download for you all. It's going to take me a little time, but it's something I've been creating for you all to just sort of um, drive this message home, okay? Because it's coming in very strongly. And with this sort of aurora borealis energy here, I really do encourage you to work with different stones that have this sort of quality to them. Anything that carries that sort of luminescence, you could work with moonstone, you could work with opal. Also, labradorite is said to hold the light source of the aurora borealis. So that's a stone that could be coming through too, all right? Just to work with and help you balance out. Let me do one cut of the deck here to close this out. You see, we got Yamanja, we got a golden opportunity coming in from the source. Whatever this golden opportunity is, it's going to give you more of a sense of playfulness here. No longer a hitchhiker of the galaxy. You're going to have the fast track. You're going to know how to, just shoot yourself out into orbit and seed your field of dreams and bring everything from that quantum field down into your material reality. And there's a lot of important doors opening up for you right now. Walk through them, okay? So when your Stargate presents itself, do not hesitate. It will show you the way through. And for a lot of you, with Sarasvati coming through here, there's something that's coming through you that is making it possible to not only receive this gift, but also share this gift with others through something you're creating. It could be coming through some bit of knowledge that you have to share that awakens the knowledge in others too, or it could be through something that you create here. But whatever it is, it's a gift of grace, and it's something that is founded from this unfoldment you're experiencing of finally having elevated yourself out of the mud, out of the muck. You rose up out of that. Still you rise. And now you're experiencing the unfurling of the lotus, the sweetness of the bloom. And it is what is informing every step you take as that light begins to build in your life. So you might be creating something here. So where you feel called to create, create. And you might be surprised as well with what you create, how it opens up an important door for you. That's interesting. I see. Okay. I see. So maybe this is what you need to do, the way those cards flipped over and landed on the arts. You may need to block out some time to allow yourself to sort of drop into this rhythm of creation. So you can really allow the energy to express itself creatively. I think that's how that's coming through, just the way that sort of presented itself there. All right. Well, I'll be back with more, but that's just to get you started, just to get these ideas, these sensations percolating within you. There's a lot about to morph in our lives. And it's a thing of beauty. It really is. Trust.